an encounter with a UFO here some time ago.
Yes, I did.
And you have pictures.
Yes.
Have those pictures been examined?
Yes, they are now.
Pardon?
They are now.
I see. And are they available?
Well, I really don't know. They're with the MUFON UFO study.
Oh, I see.
And they're under study now. They're doing some kind of study with them.
I see.
But I imagine that they will be available for study probably within the next 4 weeks, I imagine.
I see. Now, you had quite an experience with that object. I wonder if we could get a description exactly what happened.
You mean the details?
Yes, yes.
Well, it was Sunday, January the 5th, and I was behind my house, in a field, getting ready. I was going to take some photographs. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
And I hadn't taken any, and I turned around, and before that I heard electric sound. Sounded like an electric motor. And I turned around, and I seen the UFO there, and it was, I would say that it looked about 100 feet in diameter, and possibly 2,500 feet away from me. I could say it could be farther or closer, but it went over my brother's house. It was the way it was looking at it, it did, and it came almost completely over me. Then it reversed and went back into another field, I don't know how far away. And then it came over in another clearing, and then back went over kind of sort of like trees, and into another clearing, and that's when I was taken aboard it.
Okay, now would you describe the bit of being taken aboard, just how it appeared to you?
It appeared as if I was being pulled inside it at a terrific amount of speed. And I found myself inside this room that it was circular. It was about 5 feet in diameter. And on the lenses, on the walls, there were these lenses that were kind of somewhat like camera lenses, and they were glowing on and off with an orange color. And there was a grate on the floor, and it was glowing on and off too. And these lenses, they were kind of, I would say, waist-height around them. They weren't completely all over the inside of the room, but at a certain level, all completely around me, as far as I could see. And I couldn't move except for my head. And I'm really not sure how long I was in the UFO, but in that particular room, I would say about 30 seconds. And then afterwards, I found myself back on the ground close to the same position that I was when I was taken aboard it. And my camera was off to the side of me.
Now, do you remember the type of opening that did you go through an opening going into the craft?
I don't remember. All I remember just being pulled at a speed and then finding myself in the room.
I see. And then you were returned in the same manner then? Returned to the ground?
Probably somewhat the same manner. I don't really know, because I was probably asleep or knocked out or something.
I see. And then the craft, did it just leave after you went back to the ground?
I didn't see it after I was put back on the ground. I don't know how long that I was out, but it was gone when I got up. My father said that Helen that I was gone was really longer than what I said I was.
I see.
Because he said, that could have been inside it for a pretty long time, because I was gone quite a bit.
How long did he feel that you were gone?
Well, he never did really say how long did he feel that I was gone, but the whole incident, I would say, took around 2 or 3 minutes. In my sense of time.
Yes.
But he says it could have been anywhere taken for 45 to 50 minutes.
I see.
But afterwards, I come up to the house. I was about 175 feet away from here, beside him, and told my father, and he kind of didn't believe me after first, and I tried to convince him. He finally did believe me, and I called my brother. He said I was pretty shook up about it. But the same day, at almost the same time, I believe, there was a sighting of the same craft, maybe the same craft, by something that used to be our neighbor that was visiting our parents, about 3/4 of a mile away from here north.
Uh-huh.
And they was backing out of their driveway, or their parents' driveway, and getting ready to go home. And the woman, she told her husband that she seen something kind of shiny back in the sky around down here by our area. And by the time she got turned around, it was gone.
I see. Now, was there any sound from this craft that you heard at all?
Well, at first I heard the electric, like motor sound.
Yes.
But I don't recall hearing that while I was taking the pictures. It was probably there, but I just didn't pay any attention to it.
Yes. Now, when you were aboard, did you hear any type of anything that would resemble voice communication, or did you get any kind of communication of it, any kind, when you were aboard?
You mean possibly like telepathically or something?
Yes.
Well, not really. I kind of felt weird and funny, that I hadn't felt before, anything that I haven't felt since or had felt before that, of somebody kind of being there. But otherwise than that, there was no communication that I know of.
I see. And has there been anything happen to you since that time, since your experience?
What really do you mean?
Well, anything strange?
I had several dreams.
I see. And were these in relation to objects?
Yes. The same identical object.
The same object.
I was in my bedroom and I was asleep, and I heard a noise, and I looked outside, and here it was going around the house. And I kind of hid underneath my bed, and I was pretty scared.
Uh-huh.
And several other ones pertaining just about the same thing.
I see.
And also, we have a dog. It's an Airedale. And my father, he really doesn't think that there might have been any effect on her, but before I took the pictures, she was pretty close to me. She was about 100 feet away from me, close to a creek, and I hadn't seen her I'd seen her before the sighting, but I hadn't seen her during it. And after the sighting, she's kind of acted funny. She hasn't had very much enthusiasm as what she did have. She hasn't seemed much excited about anything.
Uh-huh. What time was it that this experience took place? What time of the day?
It was around 2:30 p.m.
Uh-huh.
It was around 2:30 and 3:30. Possibly 2:30 and 3 o'clock.
Now, were those photographs, were they Polaroids or just a regular roll film?
They were 35 millimeter.
I see. And did they all come out fairly well?
Yes, except one, which they're studying now, a professional photographer in Billville, Illinois, is reducing the size of it. They were overexposed quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
And the company that had developed the film is just like a store company, and they didn't develop a certain photograph. I guess they couldn't.
I see.
I had 6 photographs, really, counting that one that wasn't developed.
Have you ever talked about this with Dr. Hynek?
Yes, I have.
What is his conclusion?
Well, I really haven't been able to talk to Dr. Hynek since about 3 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And I was supposed to send him photographs and a detailed sheet of it, and I never was able to send it to him. But I asked these people at MUFON to kind of relay the message to him, relay it to him.
Yes.
Send him the photographs.
But you really believe yourself, then, that you were actually taken aboard this craft through some means which you can't really explain?
Yes.
And then transported back to the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay.